Welcome to the Sunday Night Talk, the show where we answer the questions: were the games we watched on Sunday the greatest part of our day? A distraction from our family? Or a way to relive our childhoods? Have you ever thought, why don't they play football like they used to? Can you remember waiting all week just to watch one matchup? Do you remember rushing home to watch SportsCenter? Do you even remember what SportsCenter is? If you can answer yes to those questions, this is the show for you. I am your host, Patrick Ramirez, and along with me is my longtime friend, Omar Carmona. Each week, we watch as many games as we can to see what made us laugh, cry, and genuinely drove us absolutely crazy. And we do that by giving out weekly awards. If you have award winners yourself, you can drop a comment under the video. Thank you so much for listening, and please hit the subscribe button and share with a friend. It's how our little show grows. And if you like what you see, please take a look at my other shows on the channel. There's stand-up comedy, the movie series, and my one-on-one interviews. Now, on to the Sunday Night Talk. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the Sunday Night Talk, recording this 9:31 Central Time. Omar Carmona is with me. This is your host, Patrick Ramirez. We're talking Week 13 in the NFL. We are going to talk Thanksgiving. We're going to do headlines from Week 13. We're going to talk all the games today. I had quite this Sunday travel day. Me and Omar spent part of our Thanksgivings together. And
that was nice.
It was nice. And we're recording this a little early because the Sunday night game isn't even over yet. We're going mid-third quarter.
Mid-third quarter.
Omar's got a Denver hat on.
It's been a long weekend. I think we've had family. We've seen it all. We've been to different homes and seen many relatives. And in my case, I haven't got to meet a new relative.
Really?
Yeah. My cousin had a newborn, so it's been a busy week. I'm ready to knock out right after we talk football for a bit.
Oh, yeah, it is that Thanksgiving weekend starts whatever day you travel, Tuesday, Wednesday, goes all the way through that Sunday. And if you're a sports fan, there's sports virtually every single day of that Thanksgiving weekend, which I guess you can just call it Thanksgiving week. It's college ball, it's pro ball, it's just nonstop. So let me give you some headlines from Week 13.
Let's do it.
We've been doing this the last few weeks on the show, so let's kick it off with headlines. Headline number one: the Bears are the best team in the NFC. Thanksgiving games were all great and the best part of the holiday. And lastly, teams that we may have counted out 4 weeks ago,
they're back,
are all in it with a shot for the playoffs.
Jaguars,
specifically
Texans,
Dallas, Jacksonville, Baltimore, and Miami. So where do you want to start with these headlines?
I think we should start with our Thanksgiving slate. What came out of that? Those 4 games. I'm gonna include the Black Friday game.
Yeah.
But I think we can start with, if you want to take them in order, Pat. Packers. This is the great Packers team showed up, and they beat a strong Lions team. And this is the problem with the Packers. They sometimes play brilliant, but then they're going to go out and lose to the Browns. So I'm not going to go and tell them that they're going to be the odds-on favorite. But if they play like that, they very well may be in the Super Bowl come February.
It seems like the Packers, you could put a few teams in this category. And maybe the game we're watching right now, the Denver Broncos, could go in this category. We're like, oh, when they're on, they look pretty darn good. And then sometimes they'll throw just a curveball at you. Like Denver is looking, for the most part, really good in this game. And then at some point I go like, yeah, but this is the Commanders. Shouldn't they be beating this team by more? But wait, that's what Denver's done all year. This is how they win games. And I think Green Bay is like that too with Detroit. Like this is one of their best games of the year. And they pulled it off on a national stage on the road. So impressed with Green Bay, disappointed in Detroit. How do you fall on that game? Because that's the early Thanksgiving game. So we're all waking up. We're all sort of have it on in the background. I don't know anybody who sits down and watches this game. Where did you come down on it?
At this point, have you had a drink or cocktail around kickoff time?
Green Bay, Detroit is probably about drink or cocktail number one.
I think
for
so
me.
Too. I think that's
because
kickoff. I think kickoff is a safe time for your first drink on Thanksgiving?
And it's a little bit confusing because I usually have Thanksgiving in the mountain time zone. I go home to visit my parents. So
So it's
this
like
game
11,
comes
it's
on
11 o'clock. It's 11
so it
o'clock when you
comes on
wake
at
up.
11. So number one, you always have to look it up and you're like, "Wait, what time does the game start again?" "Oh yeah, 11." Okay. You're setting tables or you're putting out chairs and the game's on in the background and you think, "Well, I might as well be carrying a drink with me while I do this." And then you poke in and you check the game and you just sort of go about your business. So right around the fourth quarter is where you really start to pay attention to this game. But by and large, in my family, or at least in my house, this game is not really viewed that closely. So the fact that it was a good game this year was the best part of it. So this is drink number one. This is have it on in the background. But since they're two good teams, I was checking in on this game a lot more.
I had a glass of champagne for the first half.
Oh, really? Champagne?
It's Thanksgiving, Pat. It's my favorite. It's my favorite food holiday. I got. My apologies. I had some champagne in the morning.
Well, yeah, you are wearing your Denver hat and you are wearing your t-shirt from the Turkey Trot. Is that last year? Or did you do it this year?
This was from the year we did it last year.
Yeah, last year we did the Turkey Trot, not this year.
Yeah,
So you're
maybe
still
we
looks
should
like
do
you're
it
still
next
liking
year.
some festive. Yeah, it's a good tradition. It's on early. It goes on early in the morning. It's a little cold depending on the year. Then you have to actually run 5K. But I had some friends that did it and I took some ridiculous pictures. Just our hometown just loves to, I don't know, from a lack of a better term, loves to fuck with stuff. So like, oh, let's have a 5K. Great. I'm going to make a table full of shots for the runners. Oh, great. I'm going to blast an air horn while the runner's like, it's an odd, I don't know if other cities do it that way, but there's a lot of distractions to actually the running of the 5K. Don't you think?
Yes.
It's very weird. So next year we can put us down for the 5K. So were any concerns with Detroit losing this game?
Yes. Yes.
Detroit does not look good in some big games they should win, right?
It's not always good, Pat. You're right.
What do you think of Detroit? Do you think they can turn their season around, win this division, get home? There's so many teams where I just there's a 50-50 case for wildcard team or division winner.
Right.
What do you think with Detroit?
I think that they're I think right now they're on the outside looking in, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to need to, again, at this point in the year, not only, it's funny because it seems, in the beginning of the year, we can say everyone controls their own destiny. You need to get W's. You know what I mean? But now we're at the part of the year where not only do you have to win, but you need to get some help too. Okay. And a perfect example, we'll talk about the game, is basically the Panthers helping themselves out today with a big win, and yet keeping the Browns still in striking distance. I mean, the Rams from getting that, putting a stranglehold on that number one seed.
This was such the week for that. And
Yeah,
there's no way, I don't think there's a way this could happen, but if the NFL wanted to rig its games, this would be the week it did it because it's going to come down to week 17. We're not going to know anything till week 17. Just when we think the Rams we're going to give them the crown, we're going to have Stafford the MVP. Carolina plays the game of the year and is getting turnovers. They're great on offense and they get this win. Baltimore's another one. Miami's lingering. I don't know how the NFL did this, but it's not in any way determined of like, I can't put a finger on who's going to win any of the divisions. Baltimore is leading their division and they're 6-6.
right.
It's bonkers. It's right up there with faking the moon landing.
Oh,
All right, next game. So now we're into the heart of Thanksgiving.
now in the heart. Now we're
And we
talking
are
what time we eating. We started maybe some appetizers. I had a shrimp cocktail tray. I practically ate the half of it. There was a little
right,
charcuterie, but I was really
right,
focused
trim
on that.
guy.
I was real. Oh, I love Thanksgiving shrimp. I'm not a traditionalist, Pat.
So we're in the heart of Thanksgiving, and now, at least in my neck of the woods, in my family, Thanksgiving is planned around the Dallas Cowboys football game. So
Okay.
people have to get to the house before the game so they can watch it. And we have to serve the meal at halftime, which is, I guess you would say 3:30ish. I think the game starts around 2:30. So I think
Yes.
halftime's around 3:30. So now we have Thanksgiving meal at halftime, and we have ourselves a really close game. And this game means so much to not only Kansas City, but Dallas as well. They just beat Philly. There's Dallas talk, and Dallas wins the game 31-28. And you weren't at my house yet for Thanksgiving, but the mood at Thanksgiving when Dallas won went up 2 full notches at my
Yeah, yeah.
house.
The volume is definitely up.
It wasn't even volume. It was like just like goodwill and joy, and it was like hugs, and it was let's get some more pie. I want to say this was the most joyous Thanksgiving I think I've witnessed because it
I,
went deep into the night as well.
I could see your family having a great Thanksgiving dinner given the result.
Yeah, and not only the result that they won, but this was crucial for the playoff seeding, the division seeding. KC is walking off just with that bummer look on their faces. Dallas is like, we're in this. And I was going to save this for later, but maybe I'm just going to say it now. When's the last time all 3 Thanksgiving games and the Friday game all really, really meant something like this? And just specifically Dallas, when's the last time the Thanksgiving game was this important? Because,
Right.
when we were kids and it was 90s Cowboys, they usually won. They were never in threat of being eliminated from the playoffs at this time. There were bad years where they were already out of the playoffs and it was an afterthought. This year, this game had really, really big playoff seedings in stock. Do you remember when there was a Thanksgiving game that had this much weight on it from a
No,
Cowboys perspective? I can't.
I can't recall a Thanksgiving game that
Me
I was
neither.
rooting for the Cowboys.
Really?
I was
That's
rooting for them.
interesting. This was a very different Thanksgiving. Like the only other Cowboys Thanksgiving game I can think of that really sticks out in my head is just the Leon Lett one where he goes
Oh,
after the block
I
field
saw I
goal.
saw a replay of that. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the only other one that I think I can remember. I remember the Randy Moss one where he killed them. I remember the Raiders Cowboys one like 5 years ago where
That
it was an
Thanksgiving,
interesting, but
I remember that Thanksgiving fondly because I was under the weather that Thanksgiving, um, and I played NHL on the Super Nintendo all day waiting for food, and it was fantastic.
oh god, you're the only one who gets sick and actually enjoys it.
I love it. Oh, thank you, Pat. Yes, thank you.
So let's take my own family
So
business out of it.
now that guy,
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
now we're talking about Thanksgiving. We're well, we ate well, but now let's talk football. What a game for the Dallas Cowboys. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, they are establishing themselves as probably the best wide receiver duo. This may be the best wide receiving unit that Dak Prescott's ever had, which says a lot. He's had some good ones, Des Bryant, and so this has got some potential, and they can be scary when their offense is on all cylinders. Now,
Wow, a lot of compliments from you for the Dallas
I still
Cowboys.
think their defense is a problem, and as Kansas City's just this isn't the Kansas City's year. Okay,
Hmm.
I think they've lost their stranglehold on that division. Obviously, we're waiting for the Broncos result. The Chargers got a good result today, but they've lost their stranglehold on that division. I think that's in their heads now. That I kind of wonder. Okay, we haven't seen this side of Kansas City in this dynasty. Where do they go from here? How do Is it something that they just Andy Reid's not worried about? What happens?
Yeah, I don't know what happens. It seems like this city team is like that 2006-ish Lakers Kobe year where the only one on the team was Kobe and he's just willing them into the second round of the playoffs. And same thing with Mahomes. He's falling on, he's horizontal against the field, and he's throwing a deep pass and completing it. And he's about the only one really, really making these plays when they really need it. There's drops. Dallas had some drops too. But by and large, Kansas City I thought they played fine. They just make the plays that they needed to, that we're expecting Kansas City to. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to bet against any teams at this point, because this is what the season has taught us this year, is don't count anybody out. So if you were to say Kansas City is going to be in the NFC Championship, I would be like, I might believe you. If you're saying Kansas City is going to lose in the first round of the wild card on the road, I'd be like, I could believe you. This Kansas City is the hottest and coldest team, I think. I'm largely saying that because of they've been so good the last few years. But if you take all that out, you'd be like, this team is not consistent. This team cannot go to the playoffs. And yet I don't want to say that about the Chiefs. I can't make a ruling on the Chiefs just yet. On the flip side, I think Dallas is looking really good at the right time of the season. We will see.
We will see.
And then the nightcap, we will see. God, everything is we'll see.
Really going back real quick to Dallas, but because of their start to the season, do they have a chance? You know what I mean? And look, the 49ers are holding on to the 7th seed in that division. They're 9-4. So because of weak divisions like the NFC South, we are going to probably see a team that's going to be hovering around the 9-10 win mark that's going to take up a playoff spot.
Oh, definitely. That AFC South is got early game, Saturday wildcard game written all over it, where it's going to be Tennessee. Like I wrote this down for the Tennessee-Houston game today. All right, pick one. Indianapolis or Houston? Just who do you take? Who's going to be? Who would you take right now?
Okay, playing after from what I saw today, the Houston Texans are a better team.
What happened to Indianapolis? Remember we were calling them the 99 Rams like a month ago?
You know, it's so I feel so bad for Daniel Jones. They're talking about how he's in the conversation now at this rebirth. He's now a potential MVP. A couple of bad games, and now he's back to like, oh, this is the same guy from the New York Giants. He's back. It's like, duh, poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they struggled on offense again this week. I got to say, there was a sequence in that game that was completely bonkers and horrendous from the penalty standpoint. Did you see this?
Yes.
Where, who is it? I think it's the Houston receiver gets interfered with, or doesn't get interfered with, but they call interference. And you see it in real time. They show the replay. It looks even worse. And then Houston continues to drive. They score a touchdown. And even the extra point is one of those weird ones where the ball sails over the upright. And they called it good, but there's no way the 55-year-old man referee looking straight up 40 feet in the air can make that determination. Just an odd sequence in that game. There was another bogus pass interference call where the ball's like 10 yards out of bounds, totally uncatchable, and they call pass interference. So AFC South, get ready for just a weird playoff game on a Saturday at noon. That Saturday noon playoff game is always terrible. And it's going to be AFC South. It's going to be Houston, Indianapolis. You watch and see.
But then now we're going back to the other game. Look at the AFC North, too. Now you got, let's talk about the Ravens. Lamar Jackson played a terrible game. Maybe the worst game he's had in 5 years. How
many turnovers were in that game? It was rough. It was terrible.
I think they had 5 turnovers.
One bad one in the red zone, right?
Yep. And
well, that's
he's not fully, all healthy. So I
don't think so. You think it's a health thing?
It's a health thing. But that was and the I just think the Bengals are just too far behind at 4-8. They basically have to win out 5 straight games. I don't know if that can be done. All right. But Pittsburgh's still there too, but they looked terrible today.
Another great Pittsburgh shitty game.
I'm saying whoever comes out of the AFC North that is going to be like a bye week for whatever team got in to play them.
Hmm.
I just don't
That's a
see
weird
any of those
division.
three teams. I don't see any of those three teams winning a playoff game in January.
That Thursday night game, the last one, Cincinnati at Baltimore, which I really like that we got that Thursday night game now. It's been around, what, 10, 15 years now? And it's like the perfect, like, oh, I'm all hyped from the Dallas game. We got pie in us. Hey, how about another game? Let's do it. Like, let's keep the party. That's the keep the party going game, is that Thursday night game. And we had Cincinnati at Baltimore. And we get the extra bonus of Joe Burrow's back, which I didn't even know he was coming back till the game started. Did you know he was starting this game?
No, I did not. But I did hear last week that he was inching closer. So that's all I knew.
But I was of the thought that, like, well, why is he coming back? This season is not salvageable. But I think these players just want to compete, and they're like, when I can come back physically, I'm playing. Put me down to play. And like we got this extra treat of like, oh, wait a second, Joe Burrow's really fucking good.
He's
It
very
was
good.
so fun to watch him. It was like, wow, he's just back after
Patrick,
what, 8 weeks?
which you know what really concerns me though, I'll be very honest, he's back. I just don't see it with the Bengals. You know, I think he's gonna have to leave there. And that's the thing when these guys take the money, you know, they take the money
Mhm.
and you know, you sign these long-term deals. And I know you gotta, you know, they got families they gotta provide, and this is generational money. This kind of contract helps you become a wealthy person. You know, these guys are rich, but money like this
Mhm.
gets them on their way to becoming, you know, like Peyton Manning, I own, you know, 200, franchises around the, you know, Shaq money.
Yeah.
I'm going off track here, but I say that just because I just don't think staying in Cincinnati, he's going to have another shot at a Super Bowl like he did. And I think we can all agree he went to that Super Bowl without Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? He didn't even have
Mhm.
his best weapon because he hadn't been drafted yet. Um, but you know, it's just sad. I think he's a Super Bowl type talent, and I don't think he's going to do that in Cincinnati.
I hear your point. I disagree in the sense that he's a bit injury prone. And I think if he can't put a full season together, when's the last time he had a full season? Was it
Patrick,
2 years ago?
he's getting hit. He's getting hit because he doesn't have a line.
Well, but if you're the like a marquee franchise QB, they'll bring the tools to you. Like I don't think he has to go somewhere to get
I
those.
think
I think it can come to him because he is the franchise.
that Cincinnati franchise has been historically known to not pay up what the market is calling for. You know, and they had the contract holdout situation with Hendrickson this year. Who else are you going to pay? You had one of the worst defenses and the best player, the only one that had any solid statistics. You're not going to pay that guy? See, that's
Hmm.
that's what confuses me about the Bengals.
I see. Yes, you're saying that it should come to Cincinnati, but they're not willing to buy
Yes,
the best talent.
yes.
Yeah,
Or to surround Burrow with
yeah,
the best.
yeah. I think there's a few strikes going against them. Then, like they're not willing to buy the best talent, and Burrow has been banged up the last 2 years. Can he put together a full season? So there's a few things going against Cincinnati, but God, was it fun to see him play again. He looked really good out there. We got to talk about his special shoe for like 18
Yeah.
minutes straight during the broadcast. And even though Baltimore kind of got killed, it was a nice like game to have on while you're like having conversations and talking about pie and getting that maybe that fourth or fifth drink with other people. So great evening game. And then that leads us into Black Friday game, which was on in the afternoon. I just assumed it'd be the evening game, but it's like, no, screw it. You don't have to wait that long. This game's
Yeah,
on at 11.
I appreciated that, Pat. I appreciate that.
Chicago at Philly. Big
The
game for
fog,
both.
and of course, I had to watch the intro. This I think it was the CBS intro to the Fog Bowl back in
Mm.
1989. That was nostalgic for me. The Bears Eagles, two classic original NFL franchises. Um, Chicago has totally turned the culture around. This is not the same team under Matt Eberflus. And I can only give credit. I think I've said it on the show before, Pat. Ben Johnson is going to win a Super Bowl. If not in Chicago, he's going to win somewhere else.
Oh wow, that's a bold prediction. We're not even at hot takes yet.
That's my hot take. We'll come back to that's my hot
So
take.
you're buying this Chicago team this year.
Fine.
This you're buying. Like what? Now, what do you mean by buying? Are we talking
Buying
NFC Championship? Are we talking
be
Super
in
Bowl?
contention to be in contention for the division and at least one playoff win.
Oh, okay, that's reasonable.
And the
I'm.
reason I say one, I mean, they're winning close games. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're winning these one score ball games. And they're finding ways to win. Caleb Williams is finding ways to win, and so they're very good.
They got that swagger in them, like not only young QB, but like the young up and coming coach too, which I think sometimes can be just a shooting star. Sometimes it only lasts 1 year. Sometimes it's the birth of like a 7, 8 year run of always being in the division lead, always being in contention, So I don't know where the Chicago team goes exactly. I still feel Caleb is really raw out there, but every once in a while he has a play where he's almost sacked and he turns it into just an awesome pass or an 8 yard run. I don't feel he's fully cooked yet, though. Like, I'm still a little nervous, but it's getting less and less every week. Like, I feel like the receivers, the running backs are all gelling right now. Don't you think? Like, where are you going on the Bears? Like, you really like this team, huh?
I really like them. I like okay. I'm not saying they're going to win. They're going to be in the NFC Championship. I'm not saying that. Okay.
Okay.
There's still some teams, although the Rams still, even though they lost today, I would still bet money on the Rams. Okay. Um, Niners look good today. And they haven't looked this good in a while. But I know it's the Bear.
Hmm.
It's the Rams. But what I'm saying is I'm buying the direction they're headed. How about that?
Okay. All right. Yeah, you hedged it a little bit there. I'm with you on that. So Chicago 24, Philly 15. On the flip side, I don't know what's going on with Philly. They they look mad at not only each other, they look like they're not sure how to play football. Part of me loves that the tush push keeps getting stopped in a different way every week. Philly, I don't know. I don't know how someone can fall this far from Super Bowl champions. And we're just mad at this team all year long. So totally selling Philly right now. Where are you on them and their playoff
So,
potential?
I'm selling.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
selling.
I don't like
I'm
anything about
selling.
this Philly team. Don't like
But
it.
but then I go back to the fact that like because of their successes, they've had a revolving door of offensive coordinator. I think if you could look back at Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
it seems like every year Jalen Hurts from his college days has had a new offensive coordinator. I think since his college days, I think he's only had 2 years where it's been the same guy. You know,
Hmm.
you can't if you keep changing it and this revolving door happens, which is going to happen to the better teams, a
Yeah.
la Ben Johnson leaving Detroit to go to Chicago. Philadelphia is going to be in the same situation because of their success. They're, I don't think it's fair to Jalen Hurts. He's basically learning a new system, a new cadence, a new, I know everybody says, well, we're trying to keep it as consistent as possible, but bottom line is when a new guy comes in, he wants his own thing, and
Maybe that's just how the game is now, though, because every time an offense does well, that offensive coordinator always leaves. Every time an offense does bad, the offensive coordinator has to leave. There's no consistency when it comes to an assistant coach, if you think about it. That being said, I just don't think Jalen is accurate in the least. He
no,
misses throws, and he always had that like one or two times a game where he would throw a bomb and AJ Brown would come down with it and he'd be like, "Oh, wait a second."
and
And
then
then we spend the next quarter saying like, "What's wrong with him?"
and the huge talk has been, well, what's wrong with AJ Brown? They're not getting him the ball. Well, guess what? He had a monster game, and they still
Yeah,
lost.
they still lost. They still looked just odd. There's just something off about them. They're like that person who's sitting at the bar by themselves, and you're looking at them like, "What are they doing there? Why are you sitting by
But let's,
yourself?"
but let's go back. I think their offense, I think the biggest indictment on their offense is their lack of a running game. Saquon is clearly not having the same type of
Hmm.
MVP season he had last year. I don't think that's necessarily all on Saquon. I can't, it's not like he just loses the ability to, you know, even he's demonstrated he can carry the rock. I think it's more something wrong with the offensive line, maybe some schemes. I know they have had some injuries. Lane Johnson's been hurt. So I am selling. I'm selling all my Philadelphia stock.
Yeah, I'm with you. With running backs, the shelf life is so short with running backs. We've seen it a million times over. Where like if you get 3 good years out of a running back, that's
That's
completely amazing. So moving on to today's games, which my Sunday was a bit weird. I'm flying back home, and I'm flying back Saturday, and then my flight gets canceled because of snow. So now I got to spend another day. Now I'm concerned if Sunday, how my Sunday is going to go. But luckily, my flight happened. It wasn't canceled.
yeah.
I make it back, and I watch a couple of games on the train ride home, just on my phone. God bless Sunday Ticket. I just have my phone on, watching Foursquare. I'm paying attention to Rams, Carolina mostly. Atlanta, New York Jets. I'm not even. I'm angry that they
Let's
even put
shift.
it on my screen.
We talked about
Go ahead.
Thanksgiving. How are you watching football, paying attention while you're at airports? What do you do? You try to stop at a bar, maybe on a layover, or you took a direct flight?
Yeah, luckily I was direct, and you can watch some TV on the plane. So I had I think I watched some Rams
That'd have been
Panthers.
Rams Panthers probably. I think that was the main. I
Yeah, I
think that
had
was the
Rams
main talk
Panthers. I want to
game.
think. Oh no, and there's some Houston Indianapolis too. I watched that too. That's where I saw the weird pass interference calls and the weird field goal. But then I got on the train and I got a 45-minute more or less ride. So now I got my phone and I can access NFL Sunday Ticket. So we go. Let's just start with Rams Carolina. Just when we were about to crown the Rams, somehow they lose this game to Carolina. But I don't even know if I can say somehow they lose this game.
I don't
Carolina's
think
pretty
this is.
good in this game.
They're not bad. They're not a bad team, man. They're-
Yeah, and it came down to like a weird Matthew Stafford strip sack that lost this game for the Rams. Otherwise, this game was going to go into overtime, or the Rams were gonna win. It's in the rain.
How about our boy Bryce? Huge game today. I mean,
Looked
huge. I mean,
really good.
he looked great, and I think I think it's just
It's not
that's
even.
a tough
It's
tough
not even that the
where's
Rams
Bryce?
looked
Go on.
off. Like they were
Yeah,
catching, they were converting. It was a high scoring game. I thought like, oh, this is the West Coast team going east in the rain. Like, no, they still scored 28 points.
yeah.
Just the Carolina Panthers were good this week.
They matched
So
them. And that's another franchise again. th- And who knows? They are now threatening a playoff position. I think they're just what a game behind Tampa. Um,
yes, everybody's in. Omar, everybody's in the playoffs right now.
uh, Arizona was eliminated today. I think the Saints are out. Um,
People are
but
eliminated. That's true. We got a handful. All right, let's go Arizona, Tampa Bay. This is the only game I had written down that this was Tampa Bay's bounce back game. And they actually bounced back. They actually won a bounce back game. 20-17, Tampa Bay looked pretty good. What do you think? They only won by 3.
it's Arizona. They're the height of dysfunction. I think. I mean, they look. They're getting rid of Kyle. I think the biggest. The worst kept secret in NFL right now is Kyler Murray is, played his last snap for, the Cardinals. No one has said anything yet, but I don't know what the Cardinals are going to do. I think they're going to be in the market for a new quarterback. I don't think they're going to stay with Brissett. I think they'd probably like Brissett to maybe continue on the
Yeah,
roster.
Brissett's been good or been
Yeah, he's been
okay.
good. He's been decent. I think they'd like him to stay on the roster to bring in a new quarterback and maybe tutor and mentor and guide all that.
Hmm. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Kyler just needs a change of scenery to start over again and be good because there's a lot of things he does that I don't think any other quarterback can do. But he never got out of the blocks with Arizona. Like, what's the one Kyler game where they were good? What's the one Arizona season where we were like, oh, they might make a run? They got to the playoffs once, twice maybe, and
And there
lost
was
in the first round.
that one year they went after DeAndre Hopkins, but he was in that point of his career where he started bouncing around team to team after the
Hmm.
Texans. He really hasn't had anything. I mean, I know they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., but even he had a slower start. I still think he's
Yeah.
got a lot of upside, a lot of potential. But also, I just don't think those tools he never had a great defense. Kyler Murray never played with a stifling defense on the other side of the ball. Um, so it's another kind of thing with Burrow. You draft these franchise guys, but what are you putting around them after they you get them. After you draft them, what kind of talent are you putting around them? I don't know.
Next game, I told you completely. I wouldn't say unwatchable, but completely no consequence to this NFL season. Atlanta at the Jets. And I think the Jets won. I don't even know. I don't even know who won this game, but I think the Jets won. But this had no consequence for anything that's happening today. So I put that on my non-Foursquare. I don't think I watched anything but the highlights of this later.
Yeah. The Jets, another team that personally I like their coach. I like Todd Bowles. Um, my biggest thing with the Jets is I'm always going to question their ownership.
Yeah, they won today. Aaron
But
Glenn in his first year.
however, I will say that game-winning field goal from the Jets, that was notable for me. That's going to be my memorable moment. Well, let's say it right now. Nick
Mm.
Foles kick to win the game, 50 yards, over 50 yards out. And it was like a knuckleball of a kick. It just like came out.
Yeah, that's right.
It didn't seem like it went very high, but it made it. It
The
made
line drive kick, I think, is like a thing of the past. They all bomb the kicks now that there's no need for line drives. And this guy just hit it like a bullet. Pretty good. Pretty good way to end a game, even though it doesn't really matter. Penix Jr.'s out again. So that was a moving on game. Here's another potential moving on game, but maybe not 100% because Miami's still in the hunt, and Miami beats New Orleans today. I kind of like watching Miami. I got to say, they're kind of a fun team to watch on the early slate. Just put them on in the corner, check on it every now and again. That's all you need to do with Miami. They're like the appetizer of teams. You're just like, hey, you want some jalapeno poppers? Yeah, put them on the side. I'll get at them. I'll pick at them. That's the appetizer team, and that's Miami for me. Somehow they're still in the hunt. And I kind of wouldn't mind them sneaking into the playoffs. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? That might be the Saturday early game. Miami at Houston, Saturday early wildcard game.
Miami's not going to be in the playoffs.
But I'm saying they're in the hunt. Wouldn't that be fun if they made it?
No, it ain't going to happen.
How surprised are you that Josh McDaniels hasn't been fired? He really turned this season around for himself.
There were two guys and one already happened. Brian Dable was fired, and I said that in the beginning.
He got fired.
I told you that after 2 weeks,
Yep.
he should be fired. And I had no confidence with him bringing in Jackson Dart into the mix. And I am surprised McDaniel is still there, but I still think he's going to be
We
fired.
thought he was going to be fired by Halloween.
Yeah, but I think he's still going to be fired at the end of the season.
Think so? What if they somehow miraculously make a wild card? You think they'll still fire him?
Yes.
Wow.
No,
all right, Houston.
I say that, but he's not going to make it. That's Patrick.
That's why I said what if. It's a hypothetical.
Tua's not going to do it.
So you think he'll be fired because they're not going to make the playoffs?
Correct.
And they had a bad season. All right, Houston at Indianapolis. We talked about that. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Didn't watch a minute of it. Jacksonville's leading the AFC South right now. How surprised are you by that?
Again, it's been a tough division to predict. The Texans have a big game next week against the Chiefs. And watch the
That's
Chiefs.
a big one.
Watch the Chiefs come out with a win, and then we're going to be all back to like we're all 7-6.
Yep. Get ready for us next week. Everybody say like, "Wow, the Chiefs look great. The Chiefs could really do some damage if they play like this." Like, get ready. It's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But we didn't see that coming. Now, I mean, are the Titans really going to be in the hunt for another top pick?
Looks like it. looks like they got the first pick, right?
Yeah.
As of now,
right now they're the favorite.
Yeah. Tennessee, Jacksonville somehow turning it on I'm in no way willing to think Jacksonville can beat anybody besides AFC South teams. But nice that they're at least winning these games. Like I said, I don't know how you rigged it, NFL, but you did it. Somehow you got Jacksonville in the AFC South lead in week 13. Great job by you. Last of the early games, your 49ers at Cleveland. San Francisco, I got written down as this was the taking care of business game.
They took care of business.
And they did it. Like the Cleveland was never really a threat. Shadur Sanders, I'm now nicknaming First Drive Sanders because he's good for the first drive of the game, and then you never see him again. He had a touchdown pass on the very first drive, which was pretty darn good. And then that was it. He got sacked a million times, threw some picks. That was about it. San Francisco looked pretty good on offense, and they took care of business in Cleveland.
Yep.
So San Francisco, NFC West, liking their chances as a division winner, or do you think it's going to be a wild card for them?
They can make the wild card again. I'm still very as much as I like Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator, I'm still very shaky on their defense. But here's the bright. Let's give credit where credit is due. Purdy played a great game today. Didn't remember Monday night, even though they won, he threw those three first half interceptions. You're like, what's going on with this guy?
Yeah.
Turning the ball over the way he was. But he played a lot better today. So I got to give him credit where credit's due. As a 49er fan, I do have one problem with what I'm seeing. Jawan Jennings, he had a spat with a another Browns player. The Browns defensive lineman called him a hoe and said after the game and said that he was saying some very awful things that do not belong on the football field. I think when a player comes out and complains, says, "Look, that's bad and shouldn't be on a football field." I think there's got to be some truth to that because I think for the most part they can't be weak. He didn't repeat what he said, which he's going to probably keep that between them. But at the same time, for him to come and say, "Look, I want to beat his ass next time I see him," and then he even said he didn't blame the Panthers player for punching him in the balls the week before.
Oh yeah, he got punched in the balls too.
Right. So there's something going on with that guy. Then I see him and he's got his red mohawk now, and it just seemed very Antonio Brown to me, and I'm just like, I'm not liking what I'm seeing on Jawan Jennings.
The trash talking going beyond the field is interesting because, yeah, you're right. Like, it's weird that talk really makes it into a complaint. And then the fact that, like, we can't really repeat what was said, like, can we enter some facts into evidence? Because now it's all hearsay at this point. If we're just saying, like, oh, that shouldn't be on the field, it's going to give us good things to talk about for the whole week. Because they're like, oh, well, he said ho. Well, like, is ho to what degree is ho offensive? We can go back and forth on this. So we got some good, like, now it's wading into the pool of professional wrestling. We're like, oh, let's build the drama with some stuff going on off the field. Guy got hit in the balls one week. Now he got called a hoe the next week. It's good stuff. Whatever the NFL's putting in the sauce, they did it right this year, I have to say.
Yeah.
Very, very good. So San Francisco officially took care of business. Now we go to the late games. We got pretty much all blowouts. We got Minnesota scored exactly 0 points. They started a QB I've never heard of today. And he was a complete mess from the beginning of the game. And Seattle, I think, had the best Sunday because the game was over by the second quarter and all the fans can just get drunk in the stands.
Right.
No reason to be like, oh, I hope they convert this third down. No, who cares? They're winning by 27 points. And then Buffalo at Pittsburgh. I think you and me both were hoping for a better game. Buffalo looked like Buffalo. Beat them 26-7. Aaron Rodgers did something to his hand, and Mason Rudolph came in. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I was impressed with Buffalo going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh did Pittsburgh things. We're like...
So here's my concern with Buffalo. Here's my concern. That line needs to get it together because as great as he is, as strong as he is, Josh Allen's body is taking a beating. Okay. I saw some of those hits that he's taken, and they got some good hits on him. And that says a lot because it's hard to hit a guy that size running that fast, But he took some mean hits today. And he got up and he got the win. But at the end of the day, if you that's your franchise and you got to do a better job, in my opinion, Buffalo, you got to protect them.
Him and I'm going to put Justin Herbert in this category too. They're big, strong quarterbacks, but sometimes it takes one injury for these big guys to like second guess everything they do after that for the rest of their careers. You know, it's like one back injury, and then all of a sudden, Josh Allen turns into like what Aaron Rodgers is now. He's like, I don't want to really get hit. And then we see a lot of throwaways. We see a lot of sliding. So yeah, I'm with you. The big guys, it's that one injury, and all of a sudden the tree starts to topple. And then moving on, or how about Pittsburgh? Any thoughts on Pittsburgh? Other than I just don't trust them.
I have zero trust in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they might be my least trustworthy AFC team. Like,
I did think it was cool that Herbig, the guy that took a picture with my son a couple weeks ago in LA, he he got I think he got the a score today, I think. Was it a score or
oh,
he recovered a fumble, something like that, but I saw he had a big play.
oh, okay, got it. So you're following some players that you got this personal contact with now,
You know it, yeah.
and like just sort of following along, see what they're doing. Yeah. All right. Let's do a quick game update. 3 minutes left. Denver's up 20-17. Why don't we hit this game real quick since we're watching it live? Denver been a little bit of the belle of the ball this year. Washington starting their backup quarterback Marcus Mariota, which by the way, were we mispronouncing Mariota all these years? Did you hear Tarico and Collinsworth say it all game long?
Mariota.
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 Mariota. And even in the player intros, he said it that way too. He was
Said it
like,
that way in the intro. I noticed it too. Mariota.
so I think he corrected us somewhere, maybe Monday or Tuesday, and they all are saying it differently now. So maybe we're mispronouncing it. I got a thought on Collinsworth and Bo Nix. He talks up Bo Nix like before the game or as the game's starting. Look at Bo Nix's arm angles. There's no position that Bo Nix can't make a throw on. It's from top, the side. He can do anything. And then Bo Nix on the very next play throws a ball in the dirt on a wide receiver screen. And then later he made that crazy touchdown throw. So I think Chris Collinsworth is like that mother who thinks their child is way better than they are. Where it's like, oh, my child's on the honor roll. Oh, my child's on first string. Like, no, they don't. Your child rides the bench.
Something I noticed about Bo Nix today, he also takes some shots too, Pat. And
Yeah.
I think it's a style of play. And you know, he's taking some shots, and sometimes I think it's a result of holding the ball a little too long. And sometimes I think he's trying to make a play with his legs, and then next thing you know, like there's defenders draped all over him, and he still thinks he can make a great throw. Sometimes it works, but it's gonna catch up to him.
He's another raw one where he's not raw. He's like medium raw right now.
Yeah.
To me, he's not like, who's the other raw? Like Caleb to me is raw. Bo Nix is medium raw. And even at halftime, because Bo Nix had that crazy falling down touchdown throw at the end of the second quarter. And then Melissa Stark does the interview with Sean Payton. And he goes, Coach Payton, the end of the first half, Bo Nix had that amazing throw. And the camera caught it barely. Sean Payton kind of rolls his eyes. He was like, oh, yeah, well, oh, great. Yeah, he's like, yeah, sure he did. Did a little eye roll with that comment. And then he says, like, yeah, we got to run the ball. We got to make all the right, blah, blah, blah. But it was kind of a very natural reaction. And Sean Payton was a little perturbed that throw worked for Bo Nix. So, all right, we'll update. Denver's up 3, 2:30 to go. And Marcus Mariota has the ball. Moving on to our last blowout of the day. Las Vegas Raiders at the LA Chargers, 31-14. The nightmare season continues for the Las Vegas Raiders. Joe Biden, Pete Carroll is still the coach of our team. We fired Chip Kelly last week. Some guy with slick back hair, gray hair, is now the offensive coordinator. Justin Herbert gets a little injured in this game, goes out, then comes back. But by and large, Chargers won pretty easily. The Raiders are a mess. It's looking to next season at this point. I don't know what else to say.
You're gonna be switching for another quarterback. It seems like I saw there was a clip that Geno Smith did not give a high five to Pete Carroll after a
I
good
saw
play,
that.
and I think that was from last week's game. I don't want to say it was this
Yeah, that
week,
was last week.
but it just things don't look good.
It looks good. It's a teardown. Like if you were to say last year, like, oh, they did a few good things good, we can build on. I don't think there's anything to build on other than we've got Brock Bowers, who is amazing, and we got Max Crosby, who is amazing. But they're just good. I just you can't build from that. We need other stuff. We need other everything. It's rough in Vegas, and I'm not 100% sure Pete Carroll makes it to next year. To be honest, I would have said the complete opposite 3 weeks ago, and now I don't know. This team is just bad.
Right.
Omar. So that was the Chargers. How about the Chargers? AFC West. You think you took anything from this game?
I get a team that I just don't know what to expect. You know what I mean?
AFC West. So we got Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers. So real, who do you think's winning that division?
I think it's still the Broncos.
Probably still be Broncos. Okay. All right. Those were all the games. That was our Thanksgiving week that we enjoyed, and we actually spent together. Like we watched the Bengals Ravens game together. I don't think we've watched a game together in a while. So, how about? Oh, you know what? I'm actually following college ball for the first time in a long time.
I'm interested in the Indiana Ohio State game. I was interested in this weekend. There was two games that interested me. It was the Ohio State Michigan game. It's just a big game, you know.
Yep, I watched that one.
A&M UT is a big game.
Watched it. Game, loved it.
I've seen maybe Alabama play a couple times. Uh, and the reason I like watching Alabama is because you just know, looking at players, looking at Georgia, Alabama, you just know there's just a ton of NFL talent on those teams, you know. So I'll watch, but I still can't get into it, Pat. I don't like, when everyone talks about this Power Five. I mean, I don't who is the Power Five? I don't know the Power Five. I don't know
Yeah, I don't know all the divisions and stuff anymore. That's true since they change all the time.
That's why I can't get into it, Pat. So I used to love. I think when we were younger, like when I was my son's age, I think I liked college ball more than pro ball. I like the idea that there was only one Rose Bowl. You know what I mean? And I like the idea that there was just one Sugar Bowl, one Fiesta Bowl, um, uh, Sugar Bowl. It was just
The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Remember that?
well, then they started
There was
getting
the Blockbuster Bowl.
there was the Independence Bowl, we used to be the Sun Bowl, but now it's like we're the Hyundai or the Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of it, man. All the money, and then I think what's going on in college football right now, Lane Kiffin, he's going to go to LSU to be a coach there, and I saw this great article that they're basically talking about he's about to like in part of their contract is they're going to give him 25 million a year just to spend on players. That's
Right. Yeah. Their players are paid now.
that means throw the rule book out, Pat. I mean, there is no rule book now. I mean, it's just going to be like dream teams, and no, we could potentially see a player win a Heisman in one school, and then the next year win a Heisman at another school. I mean,
That'd be interesting.
so
Yeah, I agree. The money aspect has changed it. It was going that way forever, though. But I would argue the best players went to the best programs always. The best player was always recruited by the best.
right.
Now the aspect of like here's the offer is now part of the
But
recruiting.
now it's not going to be so much the development of a player, of a group of kids coming in, a group of students like this is the
Yeah,
class
that's gone.
of 2025, 2026. No, it's going to be like who can put the best team together over the next 8, 9 months. That's it.
Yeah, that's completely gone. Because as soon as a player could be starting somewhere else, they're going. They're not going to sit on the bench and develop. And same with the coaches. Coaches don't last that long in college either. What I like about the college game is the finality of it. The fact that every single regular season game has all this weight on it. And then it's like, remember when we were kids and we had all the bowl games and we just had this dream of a college football playoff one day. And then people would talk on ESPN and be like, college football playoff, it's not going to happen. And then someone will be like, it could happen. And now we have it, and we're almost spoiled by it. You know, like right. we had to like, all right, 1 versus 2 will always play. We're like, got it. Now we'll know. All right, now we're going to have a 14 playoff. Now we're going to have a 12-team playoff. Now we're so spoiled by it. But college football is just all about, I think, opinions. Because the regular season ends, and now we get to argue of like which 12 teams should be the 12 teams. It's the best. It's the worst thing about sports is talking about it, and also the best part is talking about it. And I think that's what college is done. But the games are great because you got the students who are invested in their school. You got the bands. Like between every play, the college bands are playing some loud music. It just feels like you're at a concert for 3 hours. I enjoyed that Texas A&M game specifically. I thought was really good. Really fun game. So college, I'm locked in for the rest of the season. I just don't like the big gap between the end of the regular season and the playoff really, because then I lose my interest.
But now there's really not anymore because of the basically that first week of the playoffs, they start right away now.
Yeah, that's better.
So I think that's better because you're right. It seemed like when we were growing up, there was like those 4 wees of like, okay, nothing's happening.
It was a month.
I gotta wait 4 weeks to see the best team play.
Yeah, it was like a month, and you'd be like, who's in the game again? Miami and Ohio. Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, but first, the Meineke Bowl. No, thank you.
The Meineke Bowl. That's right. Hey, you want to watch the such and such bowl? Yeah, put it on. Just throw it on there. Yeah, so college, it's changed. 12-team playoff. All right, moving on to the awards for Week 13. God, this was an action-packed week in general. So I got lots of awards. All right, let's start with, let me hit you with the trivia. Thanksgiving trivia, Omar. Couple of questions. Let's test your Thanksgiving knowledge here. In America, what is the average number of dinner guests for Thanksgiving?
Ooh, Patrick. I'm going to guess. This is a guess. I'm going to say 6.
The average number of dinner guests in America for Thanksgiving is 11. 11 guests. You know how many people I think we topped out at my parents' Thanksgiving this year? We set a record.
How many?
25.
Wow, that's pretty good.
We set a record this year. I don't know if that can be topped. And, at my house, I don't know how you do it at yours. Like, there's no real sitting down. Like, if you're expecting dishware and silverware and fine china, you're not getting it at my house. You're getting paper plates and plastic forks and just go dump it in the trash when you're done. Right. That's how my folks roll.
I like that.
11. Next question. What city has the oldest Thanksgiving parade?
What city has the oldest Thanksgiving parade?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess Boston.
Ooh, you're close, but incorrect. It is Philadelphia.
That was my next. I sound like an asshole, but that was my next guess.
One of those, centennial cities.
Yeah, I was wondering because you were in Chicago. I that was something you heard on the. I don't know if that was something you heard on the train today. So I was like, maybe it could be Chicago.
Right, that sounds like a train trivia. Maybe an ad between games. And final question: what year did Adam Sandler release the Thanksgiving song?
1992.
You are correct. 1992, the Adam Sandler Thanksgiving song.
The fact that I know that is concerning.
Wow. All right, good
Washington
trivia.
Washington going for it on 4th and 6.
So this game is turned.
And they converted.
You know, I don't like to say these things during the show, but this was one of my games that I put money on. I took Denver with the points. It's not looking good.
They're driving.
Yep. Oh, the hat has been switched. My God, look at that. You need to be one of those terrible fans that cuts two hats in half and glues them together so you have both teams. Like when you have the two jerseys. Oh my God. I can't believe your fandom sometimes. All right, let's continue. Most memorable moment of the week. Oddly, I didn't have too many memorable moments from games, and so I went with that Puka Nakua catch.
Oh, wow. That was huge.
That catch happened, and I wrote down, okay, we're going to have to start discussing a split MVP. Stafford and Puka. Can it happen? Why don't you split it? If it's a good quarter, and then the Rams lose, I'm like, forget it. What am I talking about?
Yep.
So I went with that Puka catch. This Washington-Denver game had an amazing catch, too.
That was, it was like Odell Beckham 2.0. That was going to be my memorable moment. I think his name was Trayvon Burks, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
from
basically
Marcus Mariota.
from Mariota. That was my memorable moment, but great catches today. Good call, Pat.
You know what? Also, like what I remembered when I heard like Mariota like 1,000 times tonight from Chris Collinsworth, there was a kicker for the New York Giants that Pat Summerall would always say his name, and I would get a kick out of it. And that name was Brad DeLuiso. I used to hear it. I would love the way he would say that. 50-yarder from Brad DeLuiso. So now we get to do that with Marcus Mariota. All right, what do you got? Most memorable moment.
That was mine. The Burks catch.
Oh, Burks catch. All right, great. Next award, cringeworthy moment of the week. Of course, I wrote down going for it on fourth down and not getting it because the Colts had a horrendous one. I think it was 3-3 or 3-0 at the time, and they're going to go for it. They're in the red zone, and they do the dumb play where the tight end is in motion and then gets under the center to take the snap and do a sneak, and they snap it to him, and the tight end fumbles the ball. And the running back picks it up and he runs the ball and only loses 1 yard. So I was like, that's cringeworthy, but I can't nominate that 2 weeks in a row. So I went with the Philadelphia Eagles fans booing their own team for like 2.5 quarters.
Ooh, that was bad.
Did you watch? That was bad. They were booing them going into halftime.
Yep. My son has got a take on that last what we just talked about. What's that?
So basically, what they did was they try to snap it to their running back.
Who are you talking about?
The Colts on the 4th and 1 in the red zone. They try to snap it to the running back as like a trick play, and the defense read it.
Really? What was the tight end doing under center?
He doesn't know. A seventh grader can't explain it, Pat.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe we need to add unanswerable questions to this show. All right. That was Omar's son, everyone.
Camilo's segment's going to be unanswered mysteries of the game.
Yeah, mysteries of the game. All right. And then he just pops out like, where'd he go? We don't know. All right, get out of here. Back to your room. All right, what's our next award?
Oh, well, I'm gonna go with my just the worst moment, and again, prayers up. Rodney Harrison had this during his intro. He froze on while he was on talking with the rest of the group. Could be stroke-like symptoms.
Really? I didn't know you meant froze like that.
No, yeah, it was like one of those like stroke. Like, did he have one of those? Did he have a stroke and just froze? Like, so it was awkward. Something happened, and it seemed like some sort of an episode.
Oh my God! I gotta go back and look at this.
Yeah.
Jeez, you've been sitting on this the whole show.
If you can find it, yeah.
Oh, I'll go back and watch that. Wow. Even my mom told me this. My mom oddly watches a significant amount of football. I was with her over the Thanksgiving and she goes, "Are they going to fire Terry Bradshaw? Because he's been so bad on these broadcasts." I'm like, "He has?" "Oh, yeah." And then she does the thing where like she acts like I'm the crazy one. She's like, "Oh, yeah, you didn't hear about this?" Like, no. So my mom is up on Terry Bradshaw not being good on broadcasts either. Not being able to speak well because he's old.
We're getting close to that, Pat, I think, with Terry Bradshaw. And I'm going to really...
So this is true. He has been called to retire. Yes. So my mom was right.
Sometimes he's gone to some tangents, and I think because I think your mom's heard about it. Maybe they've gone viral, but there have been some moments that have left you scratching your head.
Okay. All right. Well, another segment would be facts from Pat's mom, maybe for a future show. All right. Well, it looks like Washington's potentially going to tie this game up and go into overtime.
Let's go, Commanders.
Oh, I have Denver 6.5. So even if they score a touchdown, if they score a touchdown, can they kick the extra point, or they just end the game?
That I think you just end. No, I think so.
Ugh, the house always wins. Dang it.
I remember one year the Bills, I think, came off the field, and they just left because they had no chance. There was no time left, and instead of the field goal,
Oh yeah, in regulation, right?
the Patriots like did a 2 point conversion and added another point to the stat sheet.
Wow, what was the spread on that game?
Right.
All right, next award, Best Innovation Award. I got a couple of them. I got those silly padded helmets that some players are wearing that look like little mushrooms, but seem to be helping against concussions.
Yep.
I got the. Oh, okay. Did you hear this story during the Denver game? There's a Denver player who got testicular cancer
2 weeks
or
ago,
had a cancer in his.
had surgery.
Got it removed, and he's
They
playing.
removed the cancerous cells, I believe, and he's clean. And he just missed last week.
Yeah, but the way they discovered it is he had a drug test, which the NFL does, and he failed it because he had an excess amount of testosterone, which is a marker for cancer. So they did that and found the cancerous cells in his testicles. So I got for best innovation, random drug tests.
There you go, Pat. That's a great one. It is crazy how that
Yeah.
happens. It's like then you say, "Hey, you tested positive." I got some good news and I got some bad news. It's like good news is, yeah, we found that there was no illegal substances in your body, but the bad news is you need to go into surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like, okay, so he tests positive and they're like, oh, you test positive for testosterone. And he's got to say like, well, there's no way. So who was the doctor that said like, you know what? We better do a secondary test on these cells. So of all the bad NFL doctors that are, stabbing players like Tyrod Taylor and puncturing their lungs and missed idea, let's give it to this doctor for getting the secondary test. And then last nominee is a prop promotion. And this is speaking to head coach of the Bears, Ben Johnson. There's a local business here in town that is going to give away free tacos if Benson takes his shirt off in the post-game locker room speech. And after like 8 weeks, he finally did it. He took his shirt off. So prop promotion. But I'm going to give it to random drug tests.
My innovation award is going to go to the waiver wire. Patrick, again, going back to the Washington Denver game, Jake Moody just tied the game, sending this game into overtime 20-20. What's interesting, a few weeks ago, I saw Jake Moody for the Bears beat the Commanders on that very same field in a field goal.
Wow.
And
Hey, is there any stats for like game-winning field goals on different teams in a single season?
we need to look that up for the next show.
Yeah, like there's got to be a few kickers that have done it, right?
That was the same Jake Moody that I was calling for him to be cut by the 49ers after the first couple
Oh,
weeks.
yeah, that's right. That's where I know that name.
So he's already been on 3 teams this year. That's what a time to be alive.
Oh, so he's been on 3. He was on the 49ers,
The Bears.
the Bears, and now the Commanders.
He kicked a game-winning field goal against the Commanders, and then he gets a game-time field
Oh,
goal
wow.
with the Commanders.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Wow. Is there still time for him to be traded to a third team or a fourth team and he could kick another game winner?
Could be, Pat. I mean, if he misses a few, let's say if he misses a big overtime kick right now, he may be without a job tomorrow.
Wow, the waiver wire. Okay, interesting innovation. All right, let's keep going since we're on a hot streak here. Hot take award. I should have said it last week, but I'm going to do it this week. Deion Sanders should coach the Cleveland Browns for the rest of the season.
Interesting about that. I'm going to have another hot take from my son. We'll see what mystery this brings us. But Deion Sanders apparently got an invite from Stefanski for dinner and shafted him.
Oh, really?
Said no.
He gave him the cold shoulder? No dinner?
Cold shoulder. He's the guy that's your son is starting quarterback for. So there's something there that happened that Dion probably didn't like.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, the Browns should just fire their coach and be like, Dion, you coach the rest of the season. Let's just see how it goes. We're gonna get a new coach next year anyway, probably. Coach your son. So that's my hot take. What was yours? Dion skipping dinner?
Well, what's the award?
Hot take award.
Oh, what's your hot take, Cam?
That the Texans won't lose another game for the rest of the season.
All right.
They
Camilo says
won't?
the Texans are going to win out.
Wow. We need a third mic.
So we'll
You
get
know, we need that mic where like there's just a voice off camera that we don't see, but we just can hear.
yeah, but it's a mystery because he can't explain why. He just says the Texans are going to win the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, no explanation. There is to be no explanation with these hot takes. All right. Well, we're in overtime with your what are you gonna do for a hat when this game ends? Jeez. All right, let's keep going. Casting Couch Award. All right, here we go. My Casting Couch Award, because I'm watching all these commercials for Hallmark Channel movies coming out and stuff like that. So I had the thought, hey, why doesn't the NFL just produce their own Thanksgiving movie one day?
Ah, interesting.
Here's why I'm thinking, because I watched the holiday classic starring Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino called Two for the Money a few weeks ago. And in that, where Matthew McConaughey is a sports bettor, all the football footage is like Canadian League and like nondescript teams because they don't get the licenses for the NFL teams, right? So they can't use it. So why not the NFL produce their own movie? That way they can use their team logos and use their footage for the movie. And this movie can be about two people getting home for Thanksgiving, kind of like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And it's going to star Paul Giamatti and Jack Black as the two unlikely friends getting home for Thanksgiving. And maybe they're trying to get home to watch the Thanksgiving game.
Okay. I like
NFL,
that.
produce a movie. Get on it. Use your own logos. This will be a great promotional opportunity. You can use your team. You can use actual footage. I think there's something there.
My casting couch award. I don't know if you recall from our younger days, The Last Boy Scout. And I remember that movie because remember there was a murder, I think, on the field. I think a guy in a football uniform
Yeah.
took out a gun and shot somebody
Yeah,
dead.
he shot somebody and he shoots himself.
Yeah. I'm going to say that because today, Tennessee Titans running back Julius Chestnut said that Jacksonville Jaguars punter Logan Cook said he was going to kill him during Sunday's game. Now, I don't know how you feel about a punter threatening to kill someone else, but that punter better be very careful.
I like that. I like a punter with some attitude. It's not very common that you have it. Yeah, The Last Boy Scout. And remember, that was in the preview too, where like the guy's running and he pulls out a gun and shoots someone. And you're like, what the hell movie is this?
That was in the previous. I'm like, how the hell did he get a gun on the football
Yeah,
field?
you're like, what? When does this come out? I have to see this. And then like, I think in the actual movie, like he takes the gun when he's going to shoot himself and he does the like, life's a bitch, which I think that phrase got used a lot more back in the day. Didn't really stand the test of time. People don't say that anymore. Yeah, The Last Boy Scout, which was about sports betting, right?
Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans.
Yeah, and it was about kind of concussions and sports betting. It was ahead of its time.
And it's like I look at the overview. This is according to Google. Once a first-rate Secret Service agent, Joe Hallenbeck, played by Bruce Willis, is now a gruff private investigator. Which is funny, like Bruce Willis played that like gruff, angry investigator that was once like a decorated cop, like in time, in
Oh yeah, Die Hard.
Die Hard, and like next thing you know, like he's drinking and he doesn't shave anymore, and he wears tank tops underneath his flannel shirts.
Yeah, permanent 5 o'clock shadow, bad receding hairline.
Whose latest gig is protecting a pole dancer, Halle Berry. When she's murdered, he grudgingly teams up with her boyfriend, Jimmy Dix, Damon Wayans, an ex-quarterback with a gambling problem, and the two go after her killers. Before
Mm.
long, they stumble onto a plot by a well-known football magnate, Noble Willingham, to bribe federal legislators into legalizing sports gambling.
Yeah, they used to make movies. They really did. They used to make real movies.
And it's funny because it's like a local cop who's going to take down this big federal case. You know what I mean? He was working the beat 6 months ago, and now he's taking down like this big empire.
It's a good movie. I think I watched it like 6 months ago.
You gotta watch it again.
Yeah. Wow, good one. Wow, best good cat might have been our best casting couch award of the year.
Yeah, you mean you go with movie ideas. I like going to like football movies or some sort of football themed movie that brings us back to maybe this week.
Yeah, I go big picture. Big picture. I'm an idea man. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Best quote. I got from tonight's game. There was a moment where I think a Bronco got a personal foul because he pulled a Commanders guy off the pile. He got a penalty for pulling someone off the pile, but it was one guy because you can't pull someone off a pile, but it was one guy. So Collinsworth and Tirico both go, Gene, can we get a definition on what a pile is? I thought that was a good one. So that made my best quote. I was going to throw in Mariota, but this one was better.
My best quote was actually from the Bills Steelers game. It was towards the end as the Steelers need 2 scores to get back into the game. They have the ball close to the goal to the end zone at 4th and 3, I believe. The Steelers have the ball, and Rodgers lines up in shotgun, hands the ball off to the running back. I think it was Gainwell. Gainwell just goes right up the middle, and like all the Bills are like there. They just met at Gainwell, and Tony Romo's. I didn't love it. that made me laugh.
My uncle is convinced Tony Romo's wearing a wig now.
I think we talked about that.
We did talk about it. I'm like, a wig? Really? I don't know about that. And then there's a guy on CBS. I think he does college, though. He is wearing the biggest, most obvious wig I think I've ever seen. And it's like a pompadour. I'm gonna look for a picture of him and bring it up next week. But I'm like, now that's a wig. But Tony Romo, my uncle is convinced he's wearing a wig. And normally I would dismiss this, but this same uncle called it a million years ago when he said Andre Agassi was wearing a wig. And I was like, no way, no way. And then in Andre Agassi's book, he indeed confirms that he wore a wig all those years. Right. So maybe my uncle has the eye for wigs. Okay, I'm glad we went down this road. Next award, best play call. I got real simple, stripping the ball when the Philly attempts the tush push. I just like when they get punished for it. So not even a play call, maybe a play. So stripping the ball on tush push. Best play call of the week.
Best play call. I didn't, none really stuck out.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. I got to interrupt you. Denver scored a touchdown on their opening drive. They kicked a field goal. That means they are currently covering the spread. 6.5.
So they got to get a stop here, right?
They get a stop. Washington's not going to kick a field goal. They got to go for time. All right. I'm in the money right now. Okay, continue.
Have you called Gamblers Anonymous yet? Because you're.
Well, if I lose, I'm probably going to. But if I win, I'm doubling down. I have a bet tomorrow night too, with New England and Giants.
Well, my bet in that case, Patrick, my best play call is going to be awards going to go to the play calling for your sake of the Denver Broncos to get to reclaim that spread coverage and hopefully get you in the money.
Yeah, I mean, what if they didn't win the coin toss? Then they wouldn't have kicked. Wow, this is lucky, which makes me think this bet is not going to work because it rarely works this way.
I have a good play call.
Uh-oh. All right, here we go.
Thursday night football, Giants versus Lions.
You mean Packers versus Lions?
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
All right, go away. Come back. Come back when you get it right.
Jeez.
All right, Camilo's corner.
Not a lot to learn. That's the mystery. We're going to call it just the mystery corner.
All right, that's Omar's son for those who are just listening. What do we got? Who won the week? I went with just all the Thursday winners.
That's Patrick. I think all Thursday, and you throw the Friday game in there too. They definitely
Yeah,
won the
I'm
week.
including Friday.
So specifically, I'm going to say who won the week. Definitely, I'm going to take one game from there. The Chicago Bears.
You are very high on these Bears.
Very.
You really like these Bears. All right. Okay. That was the games, even though the Sunday night game not even over. I don't think we've ever completed the show when the Sunday night game hasn't even ended.
Well, we still have a Monday night game to predict while this is going on.
We still got Monday night. Let me cue it up. The New York Giants go to New England. What is New England, like 10-2?
10-2.
New York Giants go into New England. Do we have a status on Jackson Dart? Is he going to play?
I do not know that.
I thought I saw a thing that he participated in practice or something. I hope not, because I love Winston. I love this New England team playing a lesser team at home. Truth be told, I got money on New England to cover, which I think is a lot. I think it's like 10. I went with the cover. So I'm going to go New England 32, Giants 17.
I'm going to say New England 23, the New York Giants 9. They'll muster 3 field goals.
Yeah. Us being so confident about this makes me think this is the trap game. The Giants are going to win.
But speaking of your gambling, I did tell you about Chicago and Philadelphia, and that game we would have hit.
Yep, you're right about that. You're right. I experimented with some live betting today during the game, and I actually won the bet. All right, everybody. Sunday night game is not even over. We don't care. It's Thanksgiving week. We need a break from all this.
But something to look forward to, Pat, next week. And I'll give my son, he wants to do a prediction on this game. He'll get it right this time. Texans traveling to Kansas City. That's going to be a huge playoff game. We gotta look out for. And I'm going to say that our prediction is going to be the Houston Texans are going to score how much?
60 points.
60 points. And the Chiefs?
0.
60-0. You heard it from us. 60-0. The Texans over the Chiefs next week. But a big play here. It looks like there was an interception. The Commanders may have intercepted it. But it looks like there's going to be an interference on the defense. So that looks like that.
The drive continues.
Which means for gamblers everywhere.
Yep. Still sweating it out. And also, we have a pretty darn good Thursday night game this week. Dallas at Detroit.
Dallas and Detroit. That's a big Thursday game.
Usually Thursday is just a game I listen to on the radio or just have it on the background. Not this Thursday. This Thursday, I'm sitting down and watching this thing and taking notes. That might be emergency pod potential. We'll see.
Both teams cannot afford where they're at. Both teams cannot afford to lose this game.
The season is so interesting right now. Everything matters, and somehow all these matchups are great. All right, everybody, for Omar Carmona, for me, Patrick Ramirez, this was the Sunday Night Talk for Week 13, Thanksgiving Week edition. We're here every Sunday night. Enjoy Monday night, everybody. Like and subscribe. Give our channel a little attention, everyone. We're trying hard out there. And we'll be here next week. Omar, thank you. Great Thanksgiving. I'll see you next week.